Horses. They used to be the backbone of society, providing apple-powered transport for the people of the world. But when the motor car came along, that all changed. Horses became things of fun. You see, as the human race advances, things that used to be vital to its very survival become playthings for those with the ability and the readies to enjoy them. Which is why, in my mind, the Morgan three-wheeler is one of the best horses ever. The story goes that in the early 1900s, HFS Morgan built himself a little runabout to get around the Malvern Hills. It had a single driven wheel at the back and two wheels at the front, and it caused something of a stir. So much so that he took a few examples of his three-wheeled runabout to the Olympia Motor Show, and it was very, very warmly received. A while later, with some investment from his father, the Morgan Motor Company started making HFS's runabouts for everyone. The premise of the three-wheeler was simple. It was technically a motorcycle, so you didn't have to pay tax on it. It was efficient because it weighed very little, and most importantly, it was cheap to buy. It was immensely popular as a result, so much so that it could be argued that Morgan is actually responsible for bringing motoring to the masses. Its design was simple, so it's easy to fix and to maintain. A testament to that is the fact that it barely changed from its inception all the way to its retirement in the early 50s. It was one of the fastest out there too, kicking all kinds of ass on the track. By the 50s, demand for the three-wheeler had dwindled, as had supplies of the steel needed to make it. The last car rolled off the line in 1953, and Morgan switched to producing four-wheeled cars full-time. However, at the 2011 Geneva Motor Show, a new Morgan three-wheeler was unveiled. Like before, it had two wheels up front to steer, and then one in the rear that was driven. It was, again, powered by a V-twin motorcycle engine. Much like all of Morgan's cars, it looks like it was designed in the past. This thing looks like it's straight out of the 50s, or earlier. In the nearly 60 years since the three-wheeler had been out of production, the world had changed drastically. We have iPhones now, fashion's disposable, no more make, do and mend, and cheap cars come with four wheels and a roof and airbags and safety features. You will have to be well off to afford one. It's £30,000 before you start asking for things to be done with it, but that's okay because this thing is incredibly good fun to drive. It offers a thrill that nothing really can match. I mean, maybe a Caterham, but this feels more visceral, this feels more old school, but this isn't driving, this is motoring. Now this thing has a 2-litre V-twin engine from SS, and it's got 110 brake horsepower, but because this thing weighs about the same as a bag of quavers, it'll do 120 miles an hour. And it has so much torque, you can put your foot down, you pick up silly speeds quite quickly. Woo. 0 to 62, well that comes in just 4.5 seconds. That is very fast. And it makes an absolutely lovely noise. You chunter along and you do feel as though you're motoring back in the old days. With this big old steering wheel, what you get is amazing feedback. And the wonderful thing is you can see where the wheels are, so you know exactly where you're going at any given moment. There's a story of an old World War I fighter ace. He bought a Grand Prix edition, which was the sporty one, and he said the Morgan three-wheeler is the closest you can get to flying without actually flying. I can believe that. The rear wheel being what it is, and the amount of torque that's pushed through the box, if you do want to get a little bit sidewaysy, oh you can. You can have a lot of fun in this thing. A lot of fun. This is one of those motoring experiences that you don't get anywhere else. It's the type of thing that only a car like this, really, can provide for you. It's fast, fun, not very practical, and quite expensive off the bat, but so is a horse. Horses start at anything from a few £100 all the way up to tens of thousands for a good one with like working legs and eyes and stuff. And then you've got to feed them, you've got to water them, and you've got to clear up their poo, which you don't have to with a car at all. So then, the Morgan three-wheeler. Of course you should get one! It's way better than a horse!